Welcome to this instructional video on case management. Alert Public Safety Solutions product suite contains a robust case management module, providing you with tools to increase productivity, accountability, collaboration, and add customizable analytics. But what does that mean? Let's take a look through the life cycle of an incident to put some context into what that means. We'll look at this from a couple different perspectives. In this video, I'll be using the Alert Public Safety Solutions RMS product called Enforcer. If you're using a different system's RMS product, we'll provide you with some guidance. Now, to get to Enforcer, I'm going to go up to the menu bar here to Enforcer, Incidents. Here, I've created an incident so that we can use it in case management. Let's open it up. Now, in the RMS product, we're going to need two things. We're going to need to assign it, and we're going to need a clearance. So let's go add a clearance, because the trigger to get this to show up in case assignments is the clearance. It has to have a clearance other than closed. So let's go add this as an investigation pending. Not closed. And right now I'm logged in as the supervisor. So I'll go ahead and put that the clearance was provided by me. Everything in this system is security related, so if there is some reason you don't want people to be able to add their own clearances or make the clearances, you can restrict that. The same thing goes with the administration tab here, where we're going to go and assign an officer. In order to assign someone, we're going to click the Insert button, and then we'll add the information here. We can even add some notes to send out as a message to our assignee. After we're done with this form and added optional notes, from this form we can also assign a lead investigator, which we'll do here by checking that box, and we can also unassign this case. The purpose of this is to keep historical records on who was assigned to this case and who was unassigned. You can see now that Maxwell Smart was assigned to this case as the lead investigator with an assignment date. If we gave him an unassigned date, it would show up in the unassigned date column as well. You may add as many assigned officers and lead investigators as you wish, and they'll always be in history. From here, we can also send a message to the assigned officer or officers by clicking this Send Message button. As you can see, Maxwell Smart's name's defaulted with the check mark because he's the one that was highlighted in the list when I clicked the Send Message button. Also note that the message that I typed in the assignment notes shows up here. I'll give this a status. This message status list is configurable by your agency. One thing to keep in mind is, as the administrator, you can require a response, no reply required, or you can just create a list of optional message statuses. In order for some of it to work, you may need a cross-reference. So in this case, for text message, we don't really need one. But if we were going to require a response, we would want a cross-reference of response required. That way the system knows that it needs to require a response. We'll identify this one with a notice bulletin. If we wanted to type additional notes, we could do that here, and we could also select other individuals to receive this message. Notice that some of the email addresses listed here go to telephone numbers for cell phones. SMS gateways. These are used to send text messages to cell phones through an email system. Maxwell Smart here's telephone number is right there, and then we have Christopher Pritchard with an email address. In order to activate the external messaging feature of the software, we'll click the Send Text Message also. Either way we do this, an internal message will be sent to the recipient that we send the message to. And when they log into the system, or if they're logged into the system, they'll receive a message up here where it says Messages. An icon will appear next to the Messages button, and an alert tone will activate. You can also send this message to an entire group by clicking the group checkbox, and you can also send a BOLO out by clicking this Message as a BOLO, selecting the BOLO tab, and entering the information about a vehicle or a person here. Let's go ahead and send this message. And now those recipients will receive this message both internally and as a text message. That concludes the assignment portion of the case. Now let's go over and take a look from the perspective of the assignee. Here I've just logged in as Maxwell Smart and I've received a case assignment list with the case I've been assigned to, and I have a message up at the top. Let's go ahead and make this frame bigger. Alright, now we're at full screen. And I'll check my messages as well so you can see what that looks like. You can see my messages also right here in the case assignment list, but it's also right here. I have now read the message, so I'll mark it as read and it'll disappear from this list. And I'll no longer have an icon in the messages area. Now I can work with my case directly from the case assignment list, and I don't have to go search for it in the Enforcer RMS program. I can expand this and see messages associated with this case, and I can open the case by double-clicking it or highlighting it and clicking the change button. Here I can do what I wish with the case, and if I wish to close it or have the ability to close it through clearances, I can add a clearance of closed, and it will drop directly out of this list. But before we get hasty, let's take a look at it through Case Management's eyes. We'll go to Enforcer, Case Management, and let our Case Management list load up with all of our cases. Here we have 590 cases queued up. We can sort this list by case or by officer. If we wanted to see what Maxwell Smart was assigned to, it might be easier to go down here and take a look. We can expand that and see that he's assigned to this assault case. And we can see the messages that he's received regarding the case. We can see if he's been assigned any tasks. And if so, the descriptions will be listed here. In order to create a task, we click the Insert button, and we can build these customizable lists with whatever information we wish to build them with. You can fill out this information as desired. You can even assign a due date. Or an end time for the task. You can set up a reminder. Give it a subject. Give it a disposition. And you can send another message. As you can see, once again, it's defaulted with the check mark. We could send it as a text message or an internal message. And save it. Now we have a task. We can also track time. Let's add another time. As you can see, our total hours spent are tracked here. Solvability for this case would be down here. I'll go through and show you how to add solvability to the offense assault so you can see what that looks like as well. We'll do that momentarily. You may also do advanced searches in case management right here. You can search by a date range, incident or report date, officer name, disposition. In order to activate the search, click the Apply button. Now that we have some information added in here, let's go back and take a look from the officer's perspective. Now in the officer's perspective, we have information in our task list. Look at the task by double-clicking it or highlighting it and clicking the Change button. We can see where the total time for the task list is derived from the information above. We have a percent completed, we have a status. Time. Let's add some time. From the officer's perspective, this will track only the officer's time. In case management, we'll see that everyone's time is tracked. Now, if we go back into case management, we can see that Maxwell Smart entered some time into the interview, and so did the supervisor. The total time on the case altogether is 0.75 hours. The total time that Maxwell Smart spent was 0.25 hours. As you can see, this time tracking list will track times of all investigators entering time on this case, as well as track all tasks and messages to each investigator. The case assignee does not see all of the information for all of the other investigators if they don't have permission to do so. And finally, let's go back over to case management and look at solvability. Now, in case management, solvability is accessed through the solvability tab, and you'll want to build the list. It's based off of the incident type used, and I don't have solvability built into any incident types in this system, so let's go up to our incident type list and build some. Incident type lists are up here in File, Client Data, and Incident Type List. Let's find our assault. We'll either double-click assault or click the change button here, and we'll build a solvability list. You can put whatever you want in here. I'm just going to add a couple generic questions I can think of off the top of my head, and we'll go from there. Once you type the question in, you can give it a value. So we'll give this one a value of 20. Then we can add as many questions as we like. Let's give that a value. And our total value thus far is 30. So we can add as many questions as we like. Let's save that. Let's get out of our incident type list. We know that this is an assault case. It has an incident type of assault. Let's build our list by clicking the Build List button. And as we highlight on these, you'll see, do we have a suspect? Yes. So now we have 20 points on our solvability. The next question, is there a witness? Well, no, I don't have a witness, so now I'm at solvability of 20% likely to solve the case, or whatever your solvability list dictates as your point values, and there you have it. As you get more and more information, you can build that list up to your likelihood of solving the case based off of points or percentage values. And that pretty much covers case management. It's not a real complicated utility. As you can see, there's a lot of interaction between case management, case assignments, and the cases themselves. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact our support team. They can be reached by email at support@alertpss.com. Thanks for watching.